Dear engineers, we are Binary X and we provide services in Windows C projects which includes BSc porting, BSc development on any hardware, Windows application tools development. We provide VC and Windows mobile training and workshop to corporates. For any such requirements, write to us at info@binaryexc.com. Our expertise is in Windows C, Windows development, Windows Phone and Linux BSc development. We have engineers who have experience in ARM and x86 based hardware. They are master developers and developers. We started a series of VC tech videos to help engineers understand the concepts. Engineers can understand and the overview of system and then utilize in making more robust and reliable VC device. So today's topic is VC memory architecture. So how the memory is divided in between the various components. So let us move to next slides. And the next slide is WinC memory architecture. WinC is a 32-bit operating system. Hence, the total address space for the OS could be 4 GB and 2 GB is for user space and 2 for kernel address space. Let us go to the kernel address space. Statically mapped virtual address that is cached, then statically mapped virtual address for uncached. So what is statically mapped virtual address space? You see, a CPU can access all the peripherals and RAM directly, and when you enable the MMU, the processor cannot directly access those peripherals and physical RAM, because at that time it only can access the virtual address space. But to access the physical address space, it has to be mapped with the virtual address space, and that can be done in two ways. One is static and one is the other one is dynamic. So this two address space what you see here is a static memory mapped virtual address. Now it also has a two kind. One is cached and the other one is uncached, and both is alias basically. You can map your physical address space, like for example any peripherals address space, into either cached or uncached or both. But the question is, why would you like to map it to uncached? Because if you are mapping a device peripheral to uncached, then in that case, if there is any change in the device peripheral, it will be directly reflecting the variable, because that value will be directly taken from the peripheral instead of through cache. You understand the concept of cache and uncached, right? Cache memory means if there is something, so CPU can directly access the cache or device peripheral. If it is mapped with the cache static virtual address space, then the CPU will take from the cache memory virtual. So the old value, it is also possible that the old value will be taken, but if it is uncached, it will always be the fresh value. Now Slot 97 is in the corner. Then statically mapped virtual address for OEM additional. And kernel address and kpage trap area. This is for supporting the kernel operation as well as the protecting it from any damage by external sources and keeping the kernel address more secure. Now let us move to the other address space, that is user address space. And slot 0 is for current process. I'll show you in more details what is there inside the current process. Then slot 1 is for zip DLLs, that is executing phase. It means that these DLL doesn't require to be uncompressed and then paged into RAM and other things. It will be directly executed there only. If it is in ROM, it will directly execute from ROM. If it is in RAM, it will directly execute. But you don't have to uncompress it at all. Now slot 2 to 32 will be for processes. So all the processes will be in 2 to 32 slot numbers. Then slot 33 to 62 is object store and memory mapped file. So memory mapped file is for sharing the memory in between the two processes. Same way, the object store is something different. It's a part of the physical RAM. Then there is something called RAM file system, using which we divide the physical RAM, and then a part of it will become object store and it will be accessed through RAM file system. The benefit is that it will be very fast. For example, you created folder, you keep an application. So if it is an object store, it will load faster. WinC is a operating system which has actually two power sources. One is main power. The second one is backup battery. So this backup battery always keep the RAM alive, unlike our PC. In our PC, we don't have anything called battery back. Only RTC battery is there, nothing else. Then the slot 63 is for resource mapping. So let us look more on the slot 0. Slot 0 is DLL, virtual memory allocation. Okay, so you see the down portion guard section is for keeping your slot 0 from misuse. It is for guarding, basically nothing else. And then process code and data you can see. Then heap memory and other things you can see. The most important part here is ROM DLLs, read write data, and RAM DLL. So these are also part of the process. As you know that if you have a DLL, it will load in the addresses of the process. So the beautiful part is that the DLL's beauty is that it will load only once and will be used by various processes. So if process changes, obviously DLL doesn't change if it is still in use unless it is unloaded. So the address is always constant unless it is unloaded. So you see in slot 0 there is a space for those DLLs, and these DLLs can be easily be accessed by the processes. Now statically mapped virtual address space. So as I already discussed that The actual RAM or device memory is accessed by the operating system. But when the MMU is enabled, the CPU cannot access it directly. Hence, these memory, actual RAM or device memory, has to be accessed by mapping with the statically mapped memory. Remember one thing, that we have 512 MB of RAM, I mean of cache and uncached. So total 1 GB, right? But you cannot use both because these are just aliases, nothing else. One is cached and other one is uncached. That's it. Then OEM address table. So this is table where you have to put the physical address space, then which particular statically virtual addresses it will map to. Then this is one way to declare that to declare something as static mapped virtual address space. Then the other option is that you can call the function create static mapping. It will also help you to map it. Now let us move to object store. So as I discussed that it is nothing but a RAM disk, RAM file system. Then what is the benefit of it? So when you do warm boot, the object store keep the data during that period because of backup battery. If you don't have backup battery, please remember that whatever you save in the object store, it will go off the moment you will do the reboot. You must remember if you don't have backup battery. Object store is a very key things. Many times people do hype. So what happens? Whatever you save in the permanent storage, it will be there. Even you do cold boot or warm boot or whatever boot you want. But if you have object store, it will very fast compared to. And when you have a portable devices, like you have portable devices like any WinC, I mean a scanner or something, you know that you can keep a backup battery. It doesn't cost much. So this device is this OS is designed for those specific applications where you know that you are not going to remove the power. There will always be a battery which will maintain the content of the RAM. Now let us move to the next, memory mapped file. So memory mapped files are of two categories. As I said, it is for sharing purpose. When you are sharing the memory in between two processes. So one is if you make your memory mapped file as readable, then actually the other process can only read it, it cannot write. Then you have the other option to do writable. And when you do writable, the other process can write it also. Now let us see the okay. So I'm really very thankful for giving me your time, and promise that I'll come up with some very nice presentation. And please don't forget, send all your questions to info@bandidxc.com. Thank you. Goodbye.